I said before, I believe in our team. I do believe in our team. And we're going to work hard to make our team better. And I hope the players respond the right way. And it's not going to be for you. The fans, yes. Because if it was up to you, we're 6 foot under already. We're dead and buried and gone. Gone. And just because you got beat on the last play, that can't affect the next play. Or that's breaking you. Your frustration is breaking you. Just because you miss a block, or you get blocked, or you miss a tackle, or you fumble the ball. What does it take to break you?
Everything you put into it is right out in front of you. Let's go get this thing.
Once again, welcome to the long run. Excuse me. Ooh, got tongue-tied early this morning. Welcome to the long run with Piano Man. I'm your boy. It's me, Piano Man, alive and in living color. It's me. In the words of Ernest T. Bass, it's me. It's Ernest T. What's up, y'all? Roll Tide to you. And if you're not a Tide fan, just good morning to you and go. Hey, happy Tuesday to you on this Talk Tuesday. We're going to have a pretty cool show this morning. The crew should be here in a minute and everything. We know that Bishop has a meeting this morning. Not sure about what time is the meeting, but I just know he has one. But, I'm linking the chat anyway. I'm going to do a little bit better about I'm really doing a lot of changing around, doing the upgrading and things like that, and just slowly but surely building the long run with Piano Man the way that I'm designing for it to be, because I just believe in excellence, and even though this is my first rodeo going in this, doing pretty good for the first time, and I want to thank everyone. So just good morning to everybody. But good morning. First, we're going to get in the chat here. I'm going to do my got to say good morning to the people that say good morning to you and help make the show. And first of all, good morning, Bobby Sprinkle, my main man this morning. Good morning, Stephen Hicks and the Voices of No Mercy. Good morning to you, Nicholas Hart. Nick, I hope you're feeling better, my man. Hope your family's well. DSGB 84, my brother representing them dogs out of Georgia. Didn't I tell y'all what y'all were going to do to Texas? You and Stacy Go Dogs, well, not you, but Stacy Go Dogs, my people will get in touch with your people if you're listening, and we will talk about our business transaction. Yes, we will. But anyway, good morning to DSGB and to Stacy Go Dogs and to Mr. P. If you're listening, if you're watching, good morning to them dogs out of Georgia. Hey, good morning, Tony Canada. Good, my brother representing them Vols from Tennessee. Good morning to you and welcome. Welcome. Again, good morning to Nick Hart and Stephen Hicks and the Voices of No Mercy. Wait a minute. Y'all know who I'm going to introduce now, right? Y'all know who I'm getting ready to introduce now, right? You know who I'm getting ready to say good morning to right now, right? Y'all ought to know it. Y'all know who I'm getting ready to do this for. Here we go.
Oh, my God.
It's the one. It's the only. It's LaToya. What's up, LaToya? Good morning to you, the queen of the honeybees and the golden girls. What's up, LaToya? LaToya, we're going to talk about what you asked in the chat in just a second. Let me finish saying good morning, everybody. Roll Tide to you, LaToya, and Jacory. Roll Tide to you. Good morning to you. And all that good stuff. Let me see who else up in here. I think I made it to the top. Now let's go back down. Okay. Right about now. Good morning to my producer, Dwight. Good morning here. Yeah, so that's going to be about it. All right, Tony. All right, good, good, good. Everybody else they're gonna get a good morning. Uh-oh. Did I see Zach? Did I not go up far enough, or is it just not? Good morning, Zach. Good morning, and Roll Tide. Yeah, there you go. Good morning, Zach. All right, all right. Good morning to Zach. Good morning, and Roll Tide to you. Big Dean, missed you, bro. How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Good to see you, my man. Are we coming along just fine? Roll Tide to you, Big Dean. Yeah, Latoya, you know what the business is. Quit playing, girl. You know, quit playing. Quit playing. Quit playing. No, Eastern Illinois don't. Eastern Illinois, listen, Bobby Sprinkle, you are exactly right. Eastern Illinois don't even want their own smoke. But I'm just saying that we cannot take them for granted. We just can't take them for granted. Jacory, you know what? I'm ready for Thanksgiving too. And to be quite honest with you, I love Thanksgiving and everything. I actually love like Thanksgiving better than I do Christmas. I'm being honest with you. Now that I'm grown and got kids and grandkids and all that good stuff and everything, Christmas just doesn't mean the same. Kids grown, parents gone, and everything. Yes, we do have a word of the week, and I'm gonna get to it in just a second. Get to it in just a second. But Thanksgiving is tops for me, and you're not going to believe it. Well, I'm not going to talk about my number 2 favorite holiday, but I love Thanksgiving, and Christmas is down there a little bit because it's so commercialized. And now that I'm grown and all that kind of stuff, it just doesn't mean the same. But it doesn't stop me from celebrating our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I try to celebrate Him daily. And but Christmas, as a holiday itself, just does not mean the same. But I love Thanksgiving too, Jacory. Yeah, and so I just celebrate. I celebrate the birth, the life, and everything of Christ. I try to do that every day. So Christmas, but the holiday itself, Jacory, it just doesn't mean the same, man. Got so many things going on and everything. I wish I could go back into a time that was much, much simpler, but then that's only wishing and hoping, but I'm not the only one who wished that would happen. But anyway, but I'm thankful for Thanksgiving. I'm ready for it too, and everything. I'm gonna talk about school in just a second, and everything. We got a lot on the plate this morning, and everything. But before I go there, I want to tell y'all this quick story, and it is a true story. And this actually happened the other night. Now, you remember I told you all that I was going fishing, right? Okay, y'all not gonna believe this because y'all crazy, man. But the other night, I had my date. We actually went fishing. That's what my date was. It was an all-nighter. We went fishing, right? Well, in the middle of all of this, y'all, we were catching fish and everything, and my date was actually fishing a little a ways from me, and I caught a fish, and I was fishing with two reels, and the one that I caught the fish on, I took it with me, and I left my other reel propped up against the barricade. While I was taking the fish off down where my date was, y'all not going to believe this story, but it's actually true. A pelican of all things, Double L. What's up, Double L? Roll Tide to you. A pelican took my other reel and went into the Gulf of America. Took my expensive reel, lifted it up, picked it up with his with his claws and gripped it and everything, and took my reel. I didn't even think that was possible. They were telling me, he got your reel, and I said, say what? My reel? I just kept on working because I said, oh, he can't pick that up. Picked up the whole reel, Stephen. Picked the reel up and went into the Gulf of America. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, honest to goodness, you can't make it up. Now, I was trying to act like, it didn't matter, but in my heart, I was pissed off. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was mad as all get out. Yeah, I guess Soldier Corey, he was trying to learn how to fish in a different way. Did I press charges? The Pelican police was nowhere to be found because I think they were all in on it. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Yeah, in the Gulf of America. What's up, I Bleed Crimson? Roll Tide. Big D. It's the truth. It's the truth. It is the truth. It's the truth. I'm telling you, now I've got to go buy another reel, which leads me into, good morning, Governor, Roll Tide, which leads me into, this is the word of the week. I've got to repurchase. I've got to reclaim. I've got to rebound from all of this. What the word of the week is going to be, rebound. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and that hurt me, JB, Governor, Big Dean, Martavis, Roll Tide to you, Stephen, and the voices of No Mercy. Y'all talk about somebody that was just pure stunned. Pure stunned. I'm telling you, you can't, Stephen, I got to put that up in the big screen. You can't even trust the Pelican now. But you won't, wait a minute. Good morning, Double A. But y'all really want to hear what's even funnier than that? That same Pelican, when I caught another fish, because I didn't want to keep walking down to where my date was and everything, and putting fish in the cooler and everything, I put the fish where I was standing. This same Pelican that took my rod and reel and went into the Gulf of America with my rod and reel, that same Pelican begins to circle. I'm talking about walking up past me, all bodacious and everything, thinking it was about to get my fish. You done already took my reel, Mr. Pelican. You done already took my reel, Mr. Pelican. Now you're going to come back and get my fish? I told that Pelican, I'll knock you out. I'll knock you out. I'm just saying. So I've got to go back and I've got to rebound from this loss. That's what we talked. That's what I was stunned about, JB. Pelican stole my reel and went into the Gulf of America with it, JB. Governor, the Pelican, of all birds, a Pelican. I bleed crimson. If I could have got to the Pelican, I would have choked him. But then guess who would have been going to jail that night? Piano Man. I would, you know what? See, the governor just won't let me tell my story. Wait a minute. Gotta be. He had already started up. And Big Dean, bruh, you're preaching to the choir. She was like, really? Really? And then the other person, she and her husband was there. She ran up there trying to, I don't know what was funnier. The pelican getting the reel, or our friend running trying to get the reel, and that pelican just flew off. It just flew off into the moonlight. You can't make this stuff up. You know, you can't make this stuff up. I didn't know whether to laugh. I didn't know whether to cry. All I know is that I was mad as all get out, because that was my most expensive reel. Are you kidding me? And so the word of the week, the word of the week is rebound. Because I got to go get a new reel. I got to go get a new reel. You know, I got to get a new reel. Rebound. I'm going to rebound from this. I'm going to rebound from this. So, in the words of Governor, man, no, I didn't go get it. No, I didn't go get it. What I'm going to jump in the Gulf of America for? Couldn't see. Couldn't see. That pelican did that so doggone quick. Just a little water. Okay. Dwight, when you and GM Bino come down, I'm going to take y'all to the very spot that the pelican took my reel and went into the Gulf of America. And then when you see the spot, and everything, you're going to understand why I couldn't jump in. He flew off in the moonlight. I'm telling you now. The word of the week is rebound. Just like I'm going to rebound and get my reel, get another reel. The Tide is going to rebound and get another win. Now, in the words of Governor, what did we learn? First of all, the first thing I learned was don't fish too far from your date. That's the first thing I learned. Don't fish too far from your date. All right. The second thing I learned is that, what's up, Jeff? Pelicans got wings. That's a good one. Pelican got wings and Piano Man don't. So you talk about Red Bull giving you wings. That dude had a Red Bull that was just natural Red Bull. You know, I'm just telling you, man, a pelican punked me out, y'all. A pelican got me. But I learned that don't fish too far from your date. But number two, underestimate nothing. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, that pelican, Stephen, the pelican impressed everybody out there, including me. And I'm not into animals like that. But anyway, I'll be like, what? But Chapman family, good morning. But never underestimate anything, including the pelican. Who would have thought? I've been fishing down there hundreds of times and seen pelicans and seagulls and everything. And I've never seen that happen. I've seen fish hit the line so hard, and because they had it propped up there and it fell off into the Gulf or it fell off into the lake. I've seen that plenty of times. Good morning, Coach Carl, Roll Tide. But I've never seen a pelican take a whole fishing reel and ride off into the moonlight. I've never seen that in all my life. So the point that I'm making is don't underestimate anybody. This is the reason why I'm even saying this about Eastern Illinois. Yeah, Eastern Illinois maybe is 1, 2, or 3 ball games, but they still are a team. And let me tell you something, and you must take them serious. Underestimate nothing. I learned, first of all, don't fish too far from your date. Number 2, don't underestimate anybody. And number 3, When somebody tells you something, listen. Listen. You might discount what they're saying, but at least listen to them. Because when they were telling me that bird, they didn't even know what the bird was. So when they said a bird, my mind wasn't on that pelican. My mind was like on one of them little bitty birds. But when I saw the pelican, I'm trying to get the fish, get the hook out this fish's mouth so I could get back. The fish wasn't cooperating because the fish bit the hook in an odd place. It was just one of those things. It was just one of those things. And I'm using that analogy. That's what happened this past Saturday. It was just one of those things. I don't know if you all listened to Nightcap with Shannon Sharp, Ocho, and Johnny Football. I went back and listened to theirs and to like a 20-minute clip of theirs just a little while ago. And one of the things that they brought up, even though I think they're way too harsh on folks, but that's the power of the media. But one of the things that they talked about was there were 2 pick sixes that Bama could have had, but one was dropped. And then the other, Tim Keenan, batted the ball down, not knowing that Yanzi Pierre was right behind him, and it was a clear path. If he had to just let that pass go, and Mateer would have thrown it right to Yanzi, and that would have been a pick 6 ball game. But sometimes those things just happen. Those things just happen. Talty misses a field goal. When I say all this, I'm going to be done with that game. Talty misses a field goal. Daniel Hill misses a block. You got a whole lot of stuff, and a lot of ifs, a lot of misses, a lot of this, that, and the third. And it led to what it did, but don't underestimate. Don't underestimate. Got to take everybody serious. Because at the end of the day, and I'm done with this, I'm done with Oklahoma. At the end of the day, no matter what you say, no matter how you put it, no matter how you slice it, dice it, fry it, buy it, fry it, bake it, and shake it, it does grill it, kill it, and grill it. It doesn't matter how you do it. At the end of the day, when it comes to this team right here, Alabama, win, lose, or draw, in the words of the governor, we're still the standard. We still get talked about. We still make front headlines. See, teams that are not the standard or that's trying to attain that particular status, they don't get that same publicity when they win or lose. But when it's Bama, win, lose, or draw, we get that pub. Deal with it. And so we can't underestimate this Eastern Illinois team that's out of the Ohio Valley and all that good stuff. And so in the words, Stephen Hicks, I hope you don't mind me borrowing this from you or something that you say. Hey, you're next on the schedule. We still have everything to play for. Everything. So don't be listening to all these negative Nellies out here in the media, because someone on because I love visiting chat rooms and this and that and the third AA and everything and AA. Yes, Shannon will talk, and you know what? No, you're being too nice. He talks too much. No, he talks out of both sides of his mouth. And we got a lot of folks, whether you're in broadcasting or podcasting or whatever casting, fish casting, if you really want to know the truth about it, you got too many folks talking out of both sides of their mouth. on one way you praising, and then on another way you criticizing. And I mean, people can say what they want to say, but in my opinion, where I'm from, when you talk out of both sides of your mouth, you can't be trusted. I'm just gonna put it on out there. Don't care about whose feelings it hurt. You talking out of both sides of your mouth. You know, yeah. The governor said this is what happens when you're always on top. After a while, people get tired of hearing about us. Remember the Bulls, the Yankees, the Patriots, and now the Dodgers. Exactly. Remember even when the Lakers, after the Bulls, then remember when the Lakers three-peated? Oh, folks got tired of hearing about the Lakers. Now folks are tired of hearing about the Dodgers. Folks been tired of hearing about Alabama. So what the governor's saying is the truth. Get used to that. We can be, look here, we can be 20 years from now, and folks still gonna be talking about Alabama, and folks who are not even born right in this particular generation, folks who are not even born will be talking about Bama. And then you're going to have guys on different podcasts, different shows, different this, that, and the other. And when something doesn't go the way they think it should go. Now, the one thing that I will give those three credit for is Shannon, Ocho, and Manziel is one thing that they said out of all of the other negatives that they were talking. There was one thing that they said that I had to agree with, is that when they were talking about, and I think Ryan Williams get judged a lot unfair a lot of times, because I've never said he was better than Jeremiah Smith. I've just always said you can't compare him. You can't compare him. I don't think you can compare Ryan Williams and Cam Calhoun. You can't compare them. The wide receiver from Auburn, you can't compare them. I don't try to compare players to say who's better than who, because first of all, you're on two different situations. You're on two different situations. And when Shannon and them were talking about Ryan and Jeremiah Smith and this, that, and the third, and then you had others commenting about it and everything, all because Ryan has had I've been saying it from the word go, he's had a sophomore slump, and people have them. He's not excused from that. People have slumps. Pitchers have slumps. The greatest of pitchers, help me out, baseball fans, the greatest of pitchers go through slumps. The greatest of hitters go through slumps. They go through them. The greatest of a basketball player goes through different slumps. Just saying. Ryan might be going through a slump right about now. It happens. But the one thing that they said that is true, they said he's better than this. Now that's true. That's for true. He's better than this. He's better than this. Oh yeah, baseball is a humbling sport. It humbles you. Because when you get up there as a good hitter and here's a pitcher up there and he strikes you out or grounds you out and you can't advance nobody, yeah, that's humbling. That's all up in your face, man. Baseball humbling. Pitcher up there and then he throws you out, bam. Coach Carr said Ryan is better, you know. Good morning, Bama Nick. Bama Nick, yesterday we prayed for what you we prayed for your friends. We prayed for them yesterday. I heard you on Ryan on yesterday, so pray for you. But good morning, Bama Nick. Roll Tide. Bama Nick, we'll talk about that last part later. But anyway, Ryan is better. Cam is bigger. Body size is the problem, bro. When kids tee off on you, it hurts. And you see from the that means something is wrong. Yeah. So, I try not to compare. You know, I just try not. I don't do those comparisons like that because their games are different. But Ryan may be better. I don't. You know, I could care less. Listen. When it comes down to it, I just want them to. I want them to do their best and everything. But I just celebrate everybody from where they are. Because right now, Ryan is not having the best year, but I'm thankful we have Jern, and I'm thankful we have Isaiah. And even though Ty is not playing the best right now, and let's just go on and put that out there. Right now, he's in a slump too, in a kind of sort of way, but he's still balling out. He's still balling out. He's still balling out. Threw for over 300. Wait a minute. See, because what's lost, I said I was through with Oklahoma, but I got to bring in this one part. What's lost in the whole thing, what's lost in there, all that sauce, what's lost in it is that Bama lit up this vaunted defense. This dog defense. Bama still lit them up. Roll Tide, Ty Simpson burner. They still lit them up. 3 turnovers. And some more, and a little more incidentals. That's all they did. Bama won on everything but the scoreboard. You know. And you know, and so Ty's still growing. He's not there yet. He's not there. I don't call a spade right here. People might get mad, but it's true. It's the opposites this year. Hey, Roll Tide for life, Roll Tide. What's up, Bama for life, Roll Tide, bro? Yeah. Yeah, Ryan's gonna be Ryan. Ryan's gonna be fine. I'm gonna put it like this: Ryan's gonna be fine. Ty's gonna be fine, and which leads me to this: Bama's gonna be okay. Bama's gonna be okay. Bama's gonna be fine. But I'm gonna say this: let's stop also the comparison of quarterbacks. You can't compare Ty and Jalen. Their games were different. Their styles were different. Their strengths and their weaknesses are different. Just saying. And I don't do this better thing when it comes to teammates and this and that and the third. I don't do that. They're different. Jalen's moved on. Jalen's with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, when Jalen was there, we had him for 2 years. Jalen lost 5 games. Lost the majority of his games doing a coaching change. So, but I've seen quarterbacks in places that lost 5 games in 1 year. And that was like they stayed there multiple years. So let's start looking at these and be positive about some stuff. But right now, Ty's in a slump, but he's still balling out. That's the facts. He's still balling out. But don't look now. I think he's going to be okay. Bama's going to be okay. Oklahoma just has our number right now. So, you know, exactly, Bama. Yeah, he's not worried about Bama. Jalen's not worried about Bama anymore. He served his time. He did what he was supposed to do with Bama. Now it's time for folks to let that go and focus on the present. Now, do I think Horton stays another year? We're gonna see, Nick. That's a good question. We're gonna see how this goes. We're gonna see. Let's beat Eastern Illinois first. Let's beat them. Let's beat them. Let's focus on Eastern Illinois. That's all I've been saying. Let's focus on Eastern Illinois. They're from the Ohio Valley Conference. Let's focus on them. Let's get a win. Good morning, Dr. Crystal. Rolleth unto thee. Let's get a win. Then let's focus on Auburn. I'm not going to leapfrog Eastern Illinois and think about Auburn. No, I'm going to think about Eastern Illinois, and let's rebound. That's the word of the week, rebound. Let's rebound. Now, before I start though, let me do this. I got the. Now, first of all, I want to say congratulations to James Franklin on securing the job at Virginia Tech. Shane Beamer did not get the job. Apparently he didn't apply for it. I don't know. I'm not there and I could care less. But now from that South Carolina perspective, everybody can move on now. Everybody can move on. Stop asking about the Shane Beamer and the connection to Virginia Tech. That's over and it is done with. It's over and it's done with. Okay, so congratulations to James Franklin, and the Lord has blessed you and given you another chance in the ACC. You went from you've been the SEC, then you went to the Big Ten. Now you're in the ACC, and I wish you much success. I might not like. I know I'm Alabama, but I want to see people make it wherever they are. But if they ever have to play Alabama, bro, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on. If you ever have to play Alabama, just know this: we wish you nothing but the absolute worst. But congratulations to James Franklin. Yeah, the almost conference. Yeah, the almost conference. You got that right. Almost conference, ACC. That's the almost conference. I'm with you, Coach Carl. That's the almost conference. But that's what's happening. So congratulations to James Franklin, man, getting another chance and everything. And I figured time was just up at Penn State and made Penn State find the right coach. All right. But let me get to this before I get to Alabama. Before I get to this, let me talk about my boy Lane Kiffin. Good old Lane Kiffin. Now, I got a little thing here. Ole Miss now is looking for those of you to keep up with it. And that's why I tell y'all, we might be Bama fans, but know what's going on around you. Remember now, this is the same Lane Kiffin that some folks wanted at Bama. This is the same Lane Kiffin who was trolling when Nick Saban retired and blah, 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 and this, that, and everything. And right, Jacory, because that's what I want to talk about, because this is funny to me. What's up, Tough as Nails? Roll Tide. This is funny to me. Ole Miss is looking for clarity this week about Lane Kiffin's future with the Rebels per Pete Nakos. Members of Kiffin's family, now check this out. Members of Kiffin's family also visited Gainesville Sunday and Baton Rouge on Monday. If Lane Kiffin doesn't meet deadline, Ole Miss would have to decide if it would allow him to coach in the playoffs. If there is no resolution, it would be an agonizing decision for Kiffin and the Rebels. What a heck of a fix to be in. Some folks up were hollering, Lane ain't going nowhere. Ole Miss is seeing it a little different. I told y'all back when they played Oklahoma, watch Lane Kiffin. I told you that when folks got to hollering, he ain't going nowhere. I said, watch him. Watch Lane Kiffin. Watch Lane. Watch Lane Kiffin. And now Ole Miss, apparently something has tipped them off. I don't know what's happening, But watch this Ole Miss thing, because I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to get to Bama in a minute. Got a couple of things to discuss about Bama in this upcoming game. This thing with Lane Kiffin and with Bama, and with Ole Miss. This, to me, this is just Piano Man's opinion. Hey, what's up? What's up, TP? TP, are you with me? Lane wants to be the next Nick Saban so bad. But sit down and ask yourself something. What, as a head coach, what has Lane Kiffin won? What does his resume say as a head coach? What's up, Carla? Good morning. Somebody said nothing. Lane Kiffin has won nothing. Nothing. And all these schools, Florida, Ole Miss, LSU, are wanting Lane Kiffin, and he has brought nothing to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm getting at right there? Coach Carl. See, y'all were laughing at Coach Carl a few weeks ago. Let me drink right here. Y'all were laughing at Coach Carl a few weeks ago when he said that Florida job is gonna be mine. Y'all were laughing at Coach Carl. And I don't know if Coach Carl recognized it or not. But Coach Carl could easily put a resume together and go to a school. I got more faith in Coach Carl and Coach Sean and Coach Al than I do Lane Kiffin. Now, we as a micro unit, we know Coach Al, Coach Carl, Coach Sean from the micro, but the macro does not know them like that, like we know them. But I've got more faith in Coach Carl, Coach Sean, Coach Al, that they could go into one of these top tier programs and turn them around like the way they should. Because if you're going after Lane Kiffin, who has won nothing, why not give a person like a Coach Carl a chance if they went for the job? You see what I'm saying? Why not give a person like a Coach Sean a chance? Why not? Why not? Somebody just put it up there. Roll Tide Icebox. Good morning. But Icebox. I'm gonna put this up there, bro. And he got it honest. His daddy was the late Monty Kiffin was a defensive guru. Monty Kiffin was something serious. So Lane has coaching in his blood. It's in his DNA. He's got it honest. Only difference between he and his dad is dad was defense, Lane offense. But like Icebox said, he's a fine offensive coach. Nobody can get him. Nobody can top him on that. But one thing about Lane, but I see it, Icebox, kind of coming in check now. his ego has always gotten the best of him, even when he was at Bama. Ego got him. I see it kind of leveling off, but right now I think he's chasing bad. And I was listening to Ryan Fowler the other day, and Ryan even said, Ole Miss is the better job. Stay at Ole Miss, Lane. Stay there. Build it. Build it. Build it. Because I'm going back to something Coach Carl said a few weeks ago. See, I'll be listening to guys, and just because I might not be saying nothing, or I may be this, that, and the third, I listen to my contemporaries. Coach Carl said it best. There are some players here in Mississippi, good players, 4- and 5-star players that have yet to be tapped into, because a lot of them don't make these camps. They don't make them. Brock is in an area where Brock lives. That's where AK Deer came from, in that area. Where I am, Coach Robert Gillespie, the running backs coach at Alabama right now, one of the assistants right now, came from my area. And I can remember when Spurrier came to Mississippi, came to Hattiesburg, and looked for him. They're here. But if Lane is chasing the bag, then okay, that's what you're going to get. But it doesn't necessarily constitute winning at doesn't necessarily constitute that. Got Brian Kelly and thinking we're gonna beat Bama, me and my family, and everything. And you see what happened. And right about now, I wouldn't touch that LSU job if And because the government then got it, when the governor spoke and all that good stuff, and then they turned around and fired the athletic director, you knew then, and you ain't heard from Matt Moscana no more. So that's how that's running. So watch. I ain't saying watch it, but just be ready for a whole lot of fallout this week from Ole Miss, and I feel bad for them. I agree with you, Stephen. Both Florida and LSU, they're both dumped right about now. They're dumpster fire programs, both of them, and their fans know it. Both of those fans know it. But I'm still saying that Coach Carl ought to try for that Florida job, and I will be in charge of public relations. Well, LaToya, they're giving them the ultimatum. It's because you're tired of the yapping. If you're we're paying you, you're leading us, we're giving you everything you wanted, and you still flirting. That don't get me started on that. That's why I don't get and I want to thank you, Governor JB. I got to thank you for something, sir. I think, and I've done this before, but I think I'm going to say it publicly now. This is why I don't get hung up on recruiting like this. Because in this day now, a person I go through all this stuff and flipping hats and juggling hats, sitting at this table, and everybody's you're getting there with your sunglasses on and this and that and the third. Today it's been a long road, and first of all, I want to thank God, because he's without him, none of this would be possible. But today, I've decided that I'm going to commit. I've decided to take my talents to the University of Alabama, and everybody. And the third, blah, 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 blah. Now, today is November the 18th, all right? But then come December the 18th, or whenever all of this starts to go down, then I get this little memo in my Discord of a site that I'm on where I get a lot of news from. Such and such has flipped his commitment from Alabama to the University of Miami. That's why I don't get hung up on him. That's why. That's why. That's why. And this is why, Latoya, that you got all of this going. No, where's the commitment? You're building. Come on in, Nicole Covington. What the business is? You know. Quit playing, girl. Let me tell you something. I don't blame Ole Miss. Give them a commitment. Give them an ultimatum. Either you're going to stay with us or just go on and announce your resignation and head to LSU or wherever it is you're going. Sounds harsh, but what Lane is doing, apparently Lane is doing something to make them feel like you about to ditch us. Well, Ole Miss, you know, ain't that what he did when he was at Bama? Didn't he do the same thing? Leopards don't change their spots because that's how they were born, with spots. That's Lane Kiffin's DNA, bro. Y'all should have known this was coming. I set all that up. Is it Lane or Sexton stirring the pot? You know what I believe? Ole Miss is saying, it don't matter who's stirring the pot. We about to turn this mother all the way out. Whether it's Lane or whether it's Sexton or whether it's his family. Lane better make a decision, and he's going to make one. And if he can't make it, we going to make it for him. I don't blame him. And in the words of my sister, business is business and BS is BS. It is what it is because it can't be what it's not. Exactly. Come on, Dr. Crystal. Come on, Governor. He did that foolishness with Bama during a natty. Now, if he did that to Bama, the standard, Ole Miss, you don't stop. What you think he was going to do to you? Thought I'd bring that up. And this is who some of us wanted. Was studying Lane Kiffin. Can't be trusted. Now you sitting up here and wait a minute, Nick Hardy, thank you. Now I'm sitting up here talking about this, but I'm showing you this is where we are in college football. This is where we are in sports right about now. This is where we are. No commitment. None. Nick says, that's crazy. It's the first time Ole Miss is going to the playoffs and they don't know what your coach is going to do. In the words of the late, great Archie Bunker, beats me, Jefferson. Beats me. Hey, Crystal, Dr. Crystal, Lane likes that chase. He likes that chase. I don't trust him. I don't trust nobody that wants somebody to chase him. I ain't fitting to pay you and beg you. I learned that from my father in ministry. I ain't fitting to pay you and beg you. No, I'm not fitting to pay you and beg you. And Ole Miss is taking the bull by the horns and saying this ends now. Either we giving you an ultimatum, you give us an answer, or we gonna answer it for you. They're gonna give a hoot about Jimmy Sexton, Jimmy Bohorn if you want to. It don't make no difference. You gonna give us an answer, or we gonna answer it for you. So don't be surprised if Ole Miss is without a coach. And then here's the next thing. then what you're going to do about the coaching staff. And that's terrible. I think it's horrible, and I think it's very, very unprofessional. Just being honest with you. Just being honest. And it's gonna, and we're about to see some stuff. We're about to see some stuff. So shout out to Ole Miss for taking a stand. Taking a stand against some of these egotistical maniacs that think that the world evolves around them. And you got your I ain't gonna say poor, but you got your players out there that have busted their behinds for you, and you are ranked the highest that you've been in a long time. And this is what you do. And I don't care if it's not true. Lane, my problem is you didn't shut it down. My daddy used to teach me, God rest him, my daddy used to teach me, you prepare for war in the time of peace. My dad used to teach me, silence gives consent. When you silent on a matter and you won't straighten it, that means you part of the problem. So shout out to Ole Miss. Do your thing, man. We might be competitors, on and off on the field and on the basketball court or on the baseball diamond or whatever. We may be stiff competitors, but when it comes down to right and wrong, I'm standing with Ole Miss in this. You either tell me you want to stay or I'm turning in my resignation. And then if you tell me I really don't know what I want to do, I'm going to help you. Just saying. So anyway, shout out to Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin, get your stuff together, bro, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it, man. Well, anyway, on to Eastern Illinois. There's some things that we know when, let me look at something right quick. Eastern Illinois. I thought I had this pulled up. Let's see. Yeah, Eastern Illinois. They are the Panthers. Here we go. Let's look at them right quick. Eastern Illinois. They are. I think. Let's see. I'm gonna go over their schedule right quick. They lost to Lindenwood. They lost to Tennessee Tech. Let's look at this some more. Let's look at this. Here we go. Let me start. Okay, now for what I'm seeing, here we go. They beat Dayton 24-14, but then they turned around and they lost to Indiana State 38-14. They lost to Illinois State 42-30. They beat Western Illinois 31-23. They beat Tennessee State 31-7. They lost to Gardner-Webb 21-10. They lost to Southeast Missouri 42-13. They lost to Charleston Southern 17-16. They lost to UT Martin in overtime 27-20. And they lost to Tennessee Tech 21-9. And like I said, and they lost to Lindenwood this past week 42-12. So they won a total of 3 games this year. I'm still not taking them. Let me look at their standings because they're pretty much out of it. They're in the Ohio Valley. Let's see. Big Sky, Ivy League. Okay, let's scroll over. Let's scroll over right quick. Just to kind of let you know who's all in their league right quick. Okay, they're not showing it. Eastern Illinois. Eastern Washington. Okay, CAA football, Rhode Island. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about that too much. But anyway, that's their record. They're like 3-8, something of that nature. but you still can't take them. I mean, you still can't underestimate them. Still take them serious. Excuse me. It is senior day for Alabama. Lots of festivities going on. We know that the game starts at 1 p.m. and but they're going to be Bama will be honoring their seniors this week. Not really much to talk about. No more than just Bama has to rebound in this game. Use this, rebound. I was hearing some other Alabama, people that love to talk about Alabama. Use this as a tune-up game, but I'm just gonna say use it as a rebound game and just y'all remember Joey Freshwater. Anyway, well, my Pelican, look at that Pelican took my reel and my name is Wendell Saltwater because I'm mighty salty about that still. Anyway, yeah, but it is senior day, and for those of us that are going to the game, my producer saying he's going to be on campus about 10. And so because there are a lot of festivities, lots of festivities going. But Alabama, I think, is going to be ready to play, which leads me to this. Now, we noticed the shakeup on the O-line. For those of us that, if you're paying attention, they moved Wilkin Formby from right tackle to right guard. They put in Michael Carroll. They put Vandermark, sort of rotating. I think that what's about to happen is I think you're going to have Proctor, Dewberry, Brailsford, Formby, and then it will be Michael Carroll. I think the rotation will be Michael Carroll and Vandermark. I think that's how that's going to go. But right now, Jaden Roberts is out for a minute. Now I'm hearing different things, and I'm not going to really. I'm hearing different things, and everything about that. But there's a strong possibility that we could see some more of Jaden Roberts in the rotation of things. Please don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. But I think you're going to see more of Jaden in a rotational role. But I think that the role of right guard is going to go from Jaden to Formby. Formby's going to move over to guard, and it's going to be Michael Carroll at tackle. And I think you're going to see a little bit more of Vandermark in and out. But I believe that Formby is going to be the guard and everything. Me personally, I'm not all that fond of it, but hey, I'm not the coach. I just sit from where I'm sitting. I'm, playing armchair, just like everybody else, because I'm not on campus. I'm not there. I don't know, and everything. But that's what I am hearing, that Roberts is going to be out, and I don't like the musical chairs either. They need to be at this juncture in the season. It needs to be solid of what's going on. Good morning, Keith. Good morning, Roll Tide to you. It's going to be, that's where we are. Still under the lab. I'm with you, Stephen, whatever whack-a-mole is, but, bruh, get jailed already. Let's get there now. It's time. I mean, shucks. It's gonna be November the 22nd, and we're still playing musical chairs with the O-line. That needs to stop. It needs to be a gelling, because maybe the running backs can't get it done. Because somebody said, and I'm with this person, whoever said it, that maybe they don't trust the O-line because you don't know who you're gonna get, not just from week to week, doggone it, from play to play. You don't know. You don't know. So we're going to watch this. We're going to see how this goes. But I hope the Hook can soon get back in there and make that difference on that right guard position. For whatever the reason that they like Formby at the guard, that they like Formby at the guard, Okay, that's up to them. It's not up to me. I'm just speaking my opinion, but because I'm not there every day, I don't see. All I see is a finished product on Saturday when I'm watching it on television. And so that musical chairs thing, I don't like. Musical chairs only work at musical chairs and cakewalks. Now, and this is not a cakewalk. And so even a team like Eastern Illinois will pick up on that, and they could exploit that, but wish them nothing but the best. But I still like my boy Jaden Roberts, excuse me. I still like Jaden Roberts. And so I Bleed Crimson. I'm going to post this up there, and I'm just going to let that say what it says, because everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I'm not going to speak on it, but I sure definitely understand. I definitely understand, and I'm just going to say, and I'm just going to put it like that. I definitely understand. And this is the part where I'm saying that this commitment thing, I don't get hung up on it. And that's why, as much as I try to get into recruiting and this and that and the third, it's just that commit and that decommit part. That flipping thing. Only thing supposed to be flipping is pancakes. That's how I see it. I mean, but you flipping your choice and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I don't get off into it. And Governor said something else in one of our discussions one time. Governor said, until you sign on the dotted line, then I'll get excited. I don't get excited about these commits. I don't. Sorry, but I don't. Because as quick as they can commit, they can decommit. But anyway, we're going to be seeing Saturday how this goes. And so I'm just saying, I'm not digging how we're doing with the O-line. And I think it has caused our backs to suffer. So, and also, well, anyway, but Saturday, is, I don't know what, I expect Bama to win the game. I expect Bama to win. I expect Bama to win. That's all I do. Now guess who won Saturday? Guess who won it, y'all? The one who got in here last. TP, you won, bro. So TP, if you still in here, hit me at that email address right there, and I need to get some information from you and get your prize to you. Okay, thank you. TP won the prediction. Remember, TP, it was there were only 3 people who picked Georgia. 3 people. TP won it. Stacy Go Dogs would have won it. She missed it by 1 point. TP was the closest. Stephen, you know what? I agree with you. I really do. But after hearing some stuff, after hearing a few things, I'm beginning to believe I understand why. But one thing about it is that we have to come to terms with the fact that Bama has had problems with the O-line the last 4 years. If you go back and look at stats, and I know a lot of people don't, but I do. If you go back and look at stats, after the 2020 season, Bryce Young, Jalen Milroe took more sacks Now, a lot of people were talking about they held on to the ball too long. You're trying to make a play. But took sacks. Both Bryce and Jalen took over 30, 40 sacks in 1 year. That's an O-line problem sometimes. That's enough. Yeah, Dwight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There are some problems. There are some problems. I'm just keeping it strictly football. But sometimes those things do transcend into something else. But to Stephen's point, probably some of that dog mentality is gone because you don't have the dogs on the O-line anymore. I'm just saying. And it has been like that for a while. And a lot of us don't like. Good morning to the GM Bino. What's up? A lot of them don't. A lot of our fan base don't want to. We criticize different areas, or no. Let me take that back. We criticize different players. We criticize players, and I got that. But we also don't criticize the group. The O-line has not been consistent. They've been consistently going down or regressing ever since the last Natty. And I'm of the firm belief, even before Coach Saban retired, there had always been issues with the O-line. I see it. There have always been issues with the O-line. So with that being said, we're going to see this Saturday. We will see this Saturday how this new experiment is going to go. Like I said, Jaden is out. Formby is in. They've moved Formby over from right tackle to right guard. And I believe Michael Carroll, I think that is going to be Michael Carroll and Vandemark will be rotating in and out. Don't quote me on that, but I think, I think that's how that went. That's how that's going to go. If we can't run against this team, I don't even know exactly. Because I'm telling you now, I'm not going to back down on what I said yesterday. I'm going to say it again. Let this game be relatively close. Eastern Illinois. Let this game be relatively close and watch what happens the next week. I have to, if we can't run on this team, because you can't stay passy all the time. You can't do it. It won't work. It's called balance. Balance. Now, hold up, double A. I think I've got that right here. Vanderbilt. In the Vanderbilt game, according to the stats, Jam had 136 yards rushing in the Vanderbilt game. Vanderbilt. Like I said, Ty Simpson has balled out in all of the games. Even with the line playing musical chairs. He's balled out. But like I said too, there's been some mistakes he's made. See, if you're gonna factor it all in, factor in everything. But to Stephen's point, I'm gonna go back over this again. Just for Stephen. In the FSU game, remember Jam didn't play because of his shoulder. But Riley had 31 yards rushing. In the ULM game, AK Deer had 76 yards rushing. But remember, part of that 76 yards came on one rushing play. Remember that now. Remember that. Okay. In the Wisconsin game, Ty led the team in rushing in Wisconsin with 25 yards. See what I'm saying? 382 yards passing. Against Georgia, Jam had 46 yards rushing. Against Vandy, Jam had 136 yards. Against Missouri, Jam had 85 yards. Against Tennessee, Germ led the Tide in rushing with 49 yards. Against South Carolina, Jam 26 yards. And against LSU, Daniel Hill 21 yards rushing. And against Oklahoma, Daniel Hill 60 yards rushing. But it goes back to like what Bino said and what we've all said. You got to stop with this musical chairs with the whole line. Got to stop with it. Now I know some people are saying that you're not wrong, Double A. He's fumbled. And other people, and you know what? Listen, y'all. Listen. Jermaine Jackson put a song out a long time ago and said, don't take it personal. You got to take the bitter with the sweet. Part of what Double A is saying right there is what, and like I tell you, if you go into other chats, they're highlighting that part of Ty's game. He's fumbled a lot. Now, don't know, you know, they're not considering the fact, some of them are not considering the fact, and I'm not trying to sweeten no deal here, but I ain't trying to sweeten the deal, but there's a lot of factors going on there. But this is where Coach DeBoer has stepped up and has said, hey, if it's not there, do one of two things. If you can run for it, run. But if not, throw it away. There's no dishonor in that because the play is not there. Which also leads me to this right here. And Coach Carl, you can chime in right if you like. But sometimes, here we go. Wait a minute. Sometimes you just have to give a defense credit for reading the play. Just saying now. Sometimes it just happens that way. Just trying to help us out. Sometimes it happens, and then when the QB doesn't trying to make a play, there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you just have to know when it's not there. It's not there. How many of those was he blindsided? But you know what? Now, I'm going to say this, though, y'all. As a QB, you still have to anticipate, you still have to anticipate when a blitz is coming. And that includes delayed blitzes. First of all, if Coach Carl said it best, everybody involved on the offense, including the wideouts, have to recognize a blitz package. Everybody has to recognize a blitz package. Not just the quarterback, center, guard. You got to recognize when they're in it. You can't just get your head down and keep going. No, you got to learn. And some signals have to be called. Even from the O-line, signals still have to be called when that defense is in a possible blitz package. What happened with, even in Ty's case on Saturday, Oklahoma did a couple of times delayed blitzes. They delayed them. They were not blatant. They were blatantly delayed because not only just Ty just have, the mid and everything, he can get rid of that ball kind of quick and still burn you. But because of the fact that Oklahoma's defense put the wideouts in check, boom, he couldn't see. But I'm telling you now, go back and look at the film. Cuevas was wide open. But I understand what y'all saying. But it's like what y'all be picking. Y'all was picking at me about my fishing reel and everything. And when y'all said, "Oh, you got to be quicker than that," you got to read a possible blitz quicker than that. Know what they're doing at all times. That goes for the whole offense. Know what you're doing. Know what they're doing. Get it in your mind what they're doing. Because you see, for the most part, let me tell you something about Oklahoma. Check this out now. Y'all do know, and Bishop told y'all yesterday, Oklahoma don't have much offense. So they have to depend on their defense to supplement what the offense doesn't do. So blitzes are coming. They're coming. And they don't care nothing about no blind side, upside, downside, sunny side up. It doesn't matter. They're coming. And we as an offense, the whole cat caboodle, you got to know that. Got to know that. Starts with the quarterback. Got to know that. Running backs. Got to know that. Now this week this is a good week to work on it. Now, granted, the line, that's that musical chairs thing again. Whole unit, everybody. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I ain't just blaming Ty. I'm blaming everybody. But it starts, because I was always taught, it starts with your leader. And he's even said it. And I'm just saying now, the games are won and lost on the field and not on paper, because remember, this was supposed to have been a Joe Moore award-winning line. It's more like the shucks. I seen, what's the name of that? More Paints doing better than this him. It starts from the center and the O-line. Yes and no, but the center and the O-line, but it also starts with the quarterback too, I believe. I'm getting everybody. And Ty has to recognize it. He has to. He has to recognize it. Ty adjusted, the O-line does not suck, just not the right rotation, something we can fix. But Bama, I said this before, and I understand, But bruh, we are in week what? This is a week 1 problem that has gone on all year. No. Right now they suck. The scheme is not okay. You can call it the rotation. You can call it this, that, and the third. But if you continuing to rotate, there is no gelling, and that's what's causing this lackadaisical play. Because you're not going to get the same. You're not getting the consistency that you need. That's. I'm just being honest now. Come on now. That's what's causing them. That's what's causing it. It's a reason for the suck. Yeah, the ball starts in the trenches, but once the ball leaves the trenches, though, I believe, and it's in the quarterback's hand, he still, from the jump, he still has to know that there is a possibility of a blitz coming from somewhere, especially when they're disguising it and they're delaying it. That's all I'm saying. I ain't here to argue balls and strikes and everything, but it does start in the trench. But if you've been, my thing is, if you've been playing musical chairs, acting like we had a cakewalk, I know somebody probably gonna get on to me for saying you're too critical, Piano Man. No, I'm not, bruh. Ladies, gentlemen, I'm seeing this from week 1 when we lost to Florida State, 31-17. Yes, Ty balled out. Yes, Riley had 31 yards. And yes, Jerm had 146 receiving yards. But look at the other stuff that went in the middle of all of that. Those are just end results. But what happened in the middle of all of that? Just saying. Week 1, you were doing musical chairs for the cakewalk. And here we are in week 12, and we're doing the same thing. No, it's time for Bama to jail. Maybe this week they jail. You can't stick Gorilla Glue and expect it to work instantly. I know that. But you 12 weeks in, and that Gorilla Glue ain't took yet, there's something wrong with the glue. After 11 or 12 weeks and the glue ain't took, something is wrong with everything. Hadn't found that right mixture in 11 weeks. I understand, it takes a while for all of this. I got that. Wait a minute. Uh-oh, y'all, Linda P, I got to do this. Oh, my God. What's up, Linda P? What's up with you? You just got your voice back, but my ears still ringing. Baby, let's get it. Maybe so, Dr. Crystal. Maybe so. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, double A. But yeah. Bama for life. That knockoff, it's everything the same. Whatever happens to good old Elmer's glue? Y'all forgive me, man. I'm sorry. The Bama for life said that knockoff bread. That knockoff bread. What's up, Linda P? I'm just saying, man, that y'all better be watching some of that knockoff glue, man. Get you some good old Elmer's glue. Ain't nothing like that good old Elmer's in that old. And I'm telling you now, get you some good old Elmer's glue. Go back to that old school glue, that old school glue, and get you. And let me tell you something else. And good old fashioned duct tape work every time. I'm telling you. Sometimes you got to go refer back to the old school. Go back into the old gap, and get you some stuff, I'm just saying. But I hope this week, I'll put all that to rest. I'm like with Coach Al. I think they be sniffing that Elmer show. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Now, back in the day, that Elmer's, it was something to sniff. I ain't lying to you. Maybe that's partly what's wrong with me. Sniff too much Elmer's, but I'm gonna tell you what. Woo! But yeah, but I tell you what, whatever Elmer's got, whatever you apply Elmer's to, I bet you it's stuck. All I'm saying is that sometimes you just have to go back to the old school way of doing some stuff, and there's no dishonor in that either. Yeah, and I believe that too, Double A. Yeah, something else going on. And it's been going on. It's been happening. But I'm just saying, as far as that football thing go, maybe this week we'll see. We'll see. Okay, we will see. So with that being said, I'm going to do one more thing. For those of you that are going to the game on Saturday, Piano Man is coming. Ed Wofford couldn't fix it, and he went right back to Kentucky. Nick Saban couldn't fix it, and he retired. So I'm telling you now, it's something to it. And yes, I mean, I played O-line before I started playing running back and everything. But it's hard. It's not easy. But there are things that you learn, and there are things you have to communicate with each other. Maybe there, I hope so, Dr. Crystal. I'm going to put that on the big screen. After fiasco with Oklahoma, just watch. Bama come out and blow Auburn out. That's just how this team is this year, up and down. Well, I want us to be up. I agree with you. Very true, Pamela. Let me see. Very true. People don't want to realize it, but Ty was throwing over people's head, dirt balls, no pocket awareness. That make the adjustment, and don't get me started on that decision making. And I'm gonna be honest with you, right there. And if you go back and listen to some of the interviews, Coach DeBoer talked about that. He did. He talked about it. He did, especially the decision making. He talked about it. But maybe this week they ball out. Maybe these next 2 weeks, because here's the other thing. Bama for life, I kind of got a feeling that might be the first thing. After the season ends, that might be the first change right there of what you said. That particular spot just might be change number one. Because that has been a problem, at least now, I know, for 4 years. So anyway, but Bama's got to right this ship. You got to. Win Saturday, then we'll worry about Auburn. Win against Auburn, you're in the SEC championship game. It's just that simple. And there are a lot of folks in the other venues that's arguing Bama for life, and I believe, and to others in the chat, they are arguing and saying, if Bama beats Auburn, that doesn't make them in the SEC championship game. And I told them, yes, it does. Bama hadn't lost but one game. They're trying to take the Oklahoma loss and say all hope is gone for Bama. See how much they y'all know what's up. I don't know whatever happened to Matt Luke. Not sure. But for those of you that are going to the game on Saturday, and I really want to meet you. And Dwight said that because remember now, the game starts at 1. All right. They open the gates at 11. The gates will open at 11. So with that being said, I would love to meet folks that's going to be there. Give me a place that we can all just talk or whatever and take a picture or whatever and everything. I'm going to be there. Me and my family, we're going to be right there, and let's make it happen. Okay, so Okay, cool. I believe there are some who are putting it all on Ty. I don't know no other way to say it but to say it. There are some who's putting it all on Ty, just like they put it all on Milroe. You know, and some people just took offense to it. You know, I'm just saying, man, and that's what's going on. But there are some that's putting it on all of them. But because Ty is the quarterback, and I said I wasn't going to say this, but since that's how it's going, since Ty is the quarterback, just like Jalen was the quarterback, they're going to get that when something goes wrong, they're going to blame it. But what can't happen is that you can't show and put down on one quarterback who was, let's just be honest, this year the roles are sort of reversed. What's up, Twister? Roll Tide, brother. Miss you, man. You know, being honest with you, the roles are reversed this year. People complained about Jalen couldn't throw the mid-range. But what's the complaint on Ty? He can't complete the deep ball. See how the roles reverse? But people get upset when the criticism is not distributed fairly. And when Ty does something wrong, some people get mad when they call him out on it. But he makes mistakes. I'm just saying. I ain't trying. What you mean I'm not trying, Bam? I ain't trying what? I want it. And so, you know, there are discrepancies in this game, but I've always said, but I've always said that you can't compare the two because there has not, and even Bryce Young even said it, that the most talented of all of the QBs that were in the room at that time was Milroe. Nobody had his athleticism, but he was criticized on one thing, and people made his criticism, they took it, I'm just going to go on and put it out there, and I'm done with it. People took it and made a racial thing out of it. That's all that's wrong. That's what's wrong. That's part of it anyway. But it's a known fact that Jalen had the better deep ball. Ty hasn't got there yet. Yeah, Alabama beats Auburn. There it is. And so I'm done with that. But that's what's wrong. It's not so much people just want the criticism to be distributed fairly. That's all they're saying. I believe nobody per se just blaming Ty. Well, some folks are, but just like they blame Ty. Remember now, Milroe got that same criticism, even worse. And right now, there's some guys right now, and I'm not going to call their names, but there are some guys right now. Milroe is in Seattle doing his thing, and they still blaming Milroe for stuff. But I want to say this, Milroe won more than he lost. He threw more touchdowns than interceptions. I'm just saying. And then last but not least, a lot of people are judging him for one bad year. One. And that was last year. Remember the year before? He was in the regular season. You know, no, two wrongs don't make a right. But admit that when somebody's wrong, no, I believe what they did to Jalen Milroe was totally unfair. And I'm not emotional about it. I'm just saying it as a former player and as a human being. What a lot of Bama fans did, let me just go and put it on out there. What a lot of Bama fans did and said about Jalen Milroe was totally wrong. It was wrong. But when Ty makes the mistakes, it's everybody's fault but his. There are some mistakes that Ty Simpson has made, y'all, that is Ty's fault. It is his fault. Some things are his fault. Now, those things that are not his fault, you can't blame him. But those things that are his fault, got to own up to it. Correct them. But don't act like they don't exist. I said that the best I can. Yeah, we have to start making those. Yeah, don't make them personal. Because I'm telling you, I'm just saying, and I'm done with this. Because I vowed I wasn't gonna get off into this anymore because it still angers me, and mine goes back a ways. But when you start calling these cats out their name, especially the black players, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. That's not cool. We all make mistakes. White, black, red, blue, yellow, green. We all make mistakes. Male, female. We make mistakes. We're human. But those mistakes should never, ever get to the point to where you're holding it against them because of the color of their skin or their gender or their religion or because they played a role a little bit different. Tom Brady made mistakes. Joe Montana made mistakes. Joe Namath made mistakes. Those are some of the great ones. Steve McNair made mistakes. Doug Williams made mistakes. Jerry Rice made mistakes. Don Maynard made mistakes. Brock Bauer made mistakes. Kirby Smart makes mistakes. But nobody, I'm done, man. I'm done. I gotta go. Because, see, I still got problems with that. I'm done. Stuff I saw on Milroe last year, man, please. That's why I really didn't want to get off into podcasting because, see, I take racism personal. Take it personal. Because unless you had it done to you, you don't know how it feels. So leave Jalen Milroe out of this. Saban made a mistake when he fired Lane and he lost. I got that. But Lane shouldn't have done some things that he done either. But we'll never know. But all I'm saying is distribute the criticism fairly. Distribute it fairly. Don't be so crimson, fanned out that we don't see the unfairness because it's unfair. Very unfair. But there's some mistakes Ty's made. And some fans just say it's the O-line. You're right, Stephen. Ain't got nothing to do with it. He don't. You're exactly right. But you know what else? But people still bring his name up as if you know, it's not fair. So, Piano Man getting ready to get out of here. I got some work I got to go do. I got to study. Still in school, y'all. Still in school. I gotta go do some statistic work. Coach Carl, you know what that's all about. Got some statistic work to do. And then I start my last law enforcement class next week and everything. So anyway, then I can move on from there. So with that being said, thank y'all for the show. Please forgive me for my rant. Please forgive me for but I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. And people have made things racial. And so, you know. Got you too, I believe. I thank everybody for coming. So, yeah, I got you. Just a few that persecute. Real people are not like that. Remember Jesus. Yeah, appreciate it. And that's what keeps me, that's the part that keeps me steady. But it just don't stop me from being human. So I want everybody to have a great day. And remember, oh y'all, oh yeah, and don't forget, there's my email address. For those of you that are going to the game on Saturday, hit me at that email address so we can meet up somewhere. I want to meet everybody because Dwight has awakened us that we need to be on campus at 10 because the gates do open 2 hours prior to the game, and we all know how that's gonna go, right? So I need everybody to meet there and all that kind of stuff. And let's meet up somewhere. Let's take a group picture. Everybody can meet, blah, 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 blah. And so the story goes. Have your Bama gear on and all that kind of stuff, all right? But anyway, that's our show for today. Thankful for everybody that came in. Twister, Bishop, Brock, y'all were missed today. Piano Man sort of held it down. Coach Carl, thank you for being here. All of you in the chat. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you know somebody that, hey, tell them, hey, we over here just doing our thing. And we have fun. And we have some controversial things, but hey, we just try to keep it real with everybody because we love our Tide. But I recommend Uber to the Strip. Don't park. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Put that on the screen. I recommend Uber to the Strip. Don't park. Okay, gotcha. All right. Gotcha. Okay, recommend Uber to the Strip. Okay, somebody else told me that. Okay, gotcha. And I want everybody to have a great day. And remember, stay focused, drive, and go forward in the name of the Lord. And you can do all things through Christ that gives you strength. I promise you that you can. And I want everybody to have a great day. And just remember, Piano Man, he's no expert. Just know what he's talking about. All right? Let's continue to uplift each other. Let's make sure that we just stay focused, drive, and go forward. Oh yeah, and I may not see you in the long run, but I may not see you today or tomorrow personally. I'm gonna see you in the long run, and some of you I hope to see you Saturday, right? Right. And so with that being said, forget them trees, forget them hedges, forget them Panthers, because we're gonna beat you, Panthers. East Illinois. We wish you nothing but the absolute worst. And so we're gonna have a great time. And so we're gonna let's do this doggone thing. And so everybody, please remember Susan, C Spot Comforters. That's Susan. She's on a cruise, everybody. And I'm gonna have to tell y'all something later on about that. Anyway, y'all remember Susan, and hopefully she comes back because Susan would have been at the game Saturday, but her ship and her flight is all around the same time that the game is going on. So let's keep Susan and all of her family, those that are there with her, in prayer and continue to be protected and everything. And maybe this year there won't be no snafus, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I want to tell y'all about that there. And the next time I talk to her, coach, if I hear from her, I'll tell her that you said hello. But until then, forget them. Oh yeah, and don't forget and Buster, 3-stroke Charlie, 4-stroke Fred, 5-stroke Coach, all the other folks that's about to have a stroke. Y'all get some help. Billy, you still too short to play basketball. I mean, I'm just sorry. But anyway, thank you, Tony. Hey, Tony, y'all got some games coming up, bro. Tony, tomorrow, I want to discuss something that has happened at Tennessee. Please remind me, okay? Okay? Please remind me. And I want to talk about something going on in Tennessee tomorrow. All right? Just in the SEC, okay? Everybody have a great day. Roll Tide. Stay positive. Stay safe. Stay lovable. Stay reachable. Stay everything. And just remember, to all people who are non-Tide, to all of our opponents, to everybody that is not Alabama, on behalf of Stephen Hicks, OG Gill, and the Voices of No Mercy, we wish you nothing but the absolute worst. Roll Tide, everybody. Have a great day. Y'all be safe. And Piano Man is out. Peace.